my name is Nandini. I am a law aspirant and I gave Clat this year, so let's talk about that because I like to talk about everything I did. So, Clat is the common law admission test. It is an admission test conducted by the consortium of NLUs for admission into national law universities. National law universities are considered to be the most premier educational institutes for people who want to study law. Now, I gave Clat 2025 in December 2024. I had been preparing for Clat for almost a year and I was pretty confident that I would crack it. I gave so many mock tests, I prepared, I gave so many sectional tests, I took classes, and yeah, safe to say I was pretty confident that I would crack it. Now, let's talk about the events leading up to the exam. Before the exam, I'd say almost 3 to 4 days before the exam, we were told by a notification from the consortium of NLUs that we weren't allowed to underline the passages given in the exam or mark our answers in the question paper. Everyone was in a frenzy, I'd say. So we prepared accordingly. What can you prepare in like 3 to 4 days? But still, we tried our best. And then a day before the exam, we were told that we can underline the passages, but we're not allowed to mark the answers in a question booklet. Okay, nothing you can do about it, right? Then we reached the exam center. So one thing you should know about Clat is that there are 5 sections. There's English, there's critical reasoning, there's GK, current affairs, and there's legal reasoning and quantitative aptitude. My personal strategy used to be that I'd attempt quantitative aptitude first because there were only 12 questions and it was scoring for me since I studied maths up to my 12th grade. So I was confident that I could do maths because quantitative aptitude only has maths up to 10th grade level. So I attempted maths first. I attempted the quantitative aptitude part and I didn't realize that most of the questions or some of the questions were framed wrong, and no matter what you did, you wouldn't get a right answer. Still, I attempted it and it took me a good 30 minutes, which took away from the rest of my time to attempt the other parts. Now, English was easy for me, GK was easy for me, legal reasoning is a bit lengthy, so it took its time, and then I moved on to critical reasoning. Now, critical reasoning in Clat is mostly based on literary aspects. Like, you have to read the passage and then you have to answer the questions accordingly. That is what we practiced in most of the mocks that we were given. That is what I practiced, at least. So, what happened in critical reasoning was that the Clat consortium, the question paper which was given to us, there was a analytical reasoning question, and again I spent a lot of time on it thinking that I could solve it, that I can crack it. It's just one question, and it took away a lot of time from what I could have spent on perfecting my other answers. So this happened, and still I was pretty confident that I would get a good score and I might get a tier 1 or tier 2 NLU, which we'd find out that I did not. And in a week after the exam, the result was announced and it wasn't really what I expected. So, okay, I'm going to be blunt here. I'm not going to give anyone any advice on what to do, how to practice for Clat, how to attempt your mocks and all that, because there's already so many mentors and coaching centers out there which do a better job than I do, honestly. So what I'm here to talk about is my experience. Okay, so the result came out. It came out on the 7th of April at night, I guess around midnight, and the 8th of April was the ALET exam. ALET is for National Law University Delhi, and that's a different thing. I couldn't crack that either. So the result came out on the 7th of December, and even that was not very favorable. Even that was not very favorable for me. So I got a rank of 1713. Anyone who gave Clat or who plans to give Clat might know that this is not a rank in which you would get a tier 2 NLU. Okay, so I got a rank of 1730 and still I was convinced that I could get a tier 3 NLU and then I could try again with a partial drop for the next year Clat, that is Clat 2026. Okay, then we find out after the A-Let exam that someone has challenged the question, the answer key provided by the consortium of NLUs and the question paper, saying that there were a few questions wrong, and there's a whole fiasco about it. You can find the videos on YouTube. So many people posted about it. I'm not going to get into that. What I am going to get into is I'm going to talk about the consortium of NLUs. I don't mean to offend anyone, but if I do, I'm sorry in advance. So the consortium of NLUs is supposed to be the most premier cohort of institutes for law, which is ironic because they can't even frame one paper in 1 year for entry-level aspirants. So the whole thing was taken to court. It went into High Court, then it went into the Supreme Court, and the whole fiasco happened, and the consortium of NLUs was told to revise its result and change the answer key, and then it did happen. And when we got the new results back, my rank dropped further. It dropped by 600 points, and I was placed at a rank of 2300. And then the counseling process started. I did not get anything in the first counseling list, and the second counseling list came out quite recently. It's the, what is the date today? Yeah, it's the 5th of June, and the second counseling list came out yesterday, that is the 4th of June, and I was given HPNLU, which is Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla. Now, I am from Delhi. If you travel, you might know that there are no direct trains from Delhi to Shimla. You have to stop at Kalka, and then you have to take another train from Kalka to Shimla. It takes a lot of time. So this was my first concern, that traveling to Shimla would take a lot of time. It would take a lot of time. It would take me away from my family for a long period of time. I was expecting to get into DBRA-NLU Sonipat, which, let's see what happens. Yeah, so HPNLU Shimla. So you see, talking about national universities, national law universities in general, they are a big investment. Like I would say the average fees of an NLU is 2,50,000 to 3 lakh, which is a big investment per year, which is a big investment for a middle class family. Now for my family, obviously, again, it's a big investment. So when we were researching HPNLU Shimla, we found out that their placement rates are pretty low, and the location of the college is not favorable, the placement rates are not that great, and again, the infrastructure, how good of a college can you build on a mountain? Honestly. No offense, again, to all the people studying in HPNLU, no offense. So, we decided, me and my mom, we conducted all the research that we could. We messaged people on LinkedIn, people who are alumnus of HPNLU, people who are studying in HPNLU right now, and in the end, we decided that it is not for me. So we decided to float it. We have till 9th of June to change our options if I want to go to HPNLU, which I honestly do not. So what I do want to talk about is, if you are spending this much on an NLU, if you are investing this much on your education, you should at least get a good return on investment, right? So when I think about it, I think about the fact that if I do accept HPNLU, I might not get as good options in my future for my job if I go into corporate law, or if I want to work in a firm, if I want to work in litigation, or if I want to prepare for judiciary. My options in HPNLU would be very limited. Now, if I were to stay close to Delhi, where I live, it would open up a lot of other opportunities for me. Now, there are pretty good colleges in Delhi. There is NLU Delhi, and there is DBR NLU, which is in Sonipat. And there are a lot of private institutes in Delhi. There is SLS Noida and GGS IPU. So many you can research on your own. So I don't even know what my decision is right now. I'm still thinking about it all the time, that whether I should go to HPNLU or whether I should stay in Delhi or whatever. For a middle class family to think about their child's higher education is a big thing. Now, an institute like National Law University has a brand value. People agree. Recruiters agree and all, and everything. When I was searching up placements in HPNLU, I found that just last year only 10 companies came for campus placements, and very few students actually did get campus placements. Even other than that, HPNLU would not have been a good fit for me. And see, it's not like people are not doing good. That people did do great in Clat 2025. People did get AIR1, and people did get into NLSIU Bangalore or Nalsar Hyderabad. It's not about them. This is about my experience. This is what I'm yapping here, I know. But okay. I don't really know what else to say. Sorry about that. I got a bit overwhelmed. Now let's get back into it. So for me, I have been pursuing graduation in BCom Honors from Delhi University side by side. I actually got an admission into the BCom Honors course in 2023, so it's my second year right now. I'd say I wouldn't say that I wasted 2 years, but it did feel like I didn't really achieve anything in the 2 years that I have been studying BCom Honors, and I have been giving different kinds of entrance exams and competitive exams and all that. But for me, I want to keep my options open. Law has been on my mind for a long time, and it's something that I do actually want to pursue. So there are a lot of things that I could do. Now, I didn't give any other exams for law entrances in 2025 other than Clat and ALET, which I'm not sure what's going to come of Clat right now. The third counseling list is on the 20th of June. Now I'm going to wait till the 20th of June, and if I don't have any luck on that, I'm going to probably pursue 3-year law. But even other than that, these last few days have been very hectic and very isolating, I'd say, because no one I know has gone through something like this, and even if they do, people don't want to talk about their own shortcomings. Well, I am doing that right now, but okay. So these are my 2 cents on Clat 2025. If this entertained you, or if you found this educational, then give me a like, subscribe maybe. I'd probably do more of these sit down kind of videos. Thank you for having me. Thank you for listening to me. Well, this is how I check out right now. Thank you. Please visit my channel again.